Good morning, Sig. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Dude, I got to tell you, what you guys are going through this season, this could not be written. This could not have been planned out. I mean, you guys have had to basically restructure everything on the show in order to survive out there.
Well, I mean, it's never planned out, number one. And for 18 years, we've been doing this thing. And I think that's why people still watch the program, is because we don't know from one year to next what's going to happen, certainly. And that's what I think makes it exciting. And that's what makes it fun for us as well, and that's just part of the life we chose.
I'll tell you one thing that keeps coming up in conversations as I watch all the episodes of Deadliest Catch. We don't know what the supply chain really is. We don't know where it really starts. Well, it starts with people like yourself. You're out there, and when you're challenged the way that you guys have been challenged, that does affect everybody else.
Oh, absolutely. And, like right now we had a closure in our king crab season, so we had to figure out a different way to supplement our incomes. But it's always a challenge, and now you're going to see a much greater demand for crab, and prices are already going through the roof. And so, and that's, as long as people enjoy it and can afford to buy it, that's the thing. And there's a market, then it's good. It's good all the way around. And I just love the fact that people see what fishermen do, not just crab fishermen, but all fishermen, and what it takes and the risk it takes, and to get it to market. So for that reason alone, I mean, the program has just done wonders for all fisheries across the globe, I think.
Wouldn't you say that in a really incredible way, you guys are also the Jacques Cousteaus of this generation? Because, I mean, to be up in the Bering Sea, my God, the average person doesn't even know what that is until we experience it on Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I can remember, when I was first doing this as a kid, I was always thinking, boy, I wish my buddies could see me, I wish I could get this on tape, and then, and then when they came around and started filming it, and then you got all these comments like, you always told me about the ocean. You always told me about these scary situations. And now they got to see it, on their television. And then it finally clicked. They understood what I was talking about. So it's, I think a lot of people live vicariously through us as well. And I think it's kind of it's very flattering, I think about it that way.
Well, one of the things I love sitting down and getting in group sections with guys, or conversations with guys, in the way that everybody thinks that they can be on that boat and do what you guys do. Oh my God, there's no way that the average person can do what you do.
Well, honestly, I think, look, I've seen the biggest guys fail, and I've seen the smallest guys succeed, and vice versa. I think it just depends on, if you want it bad enough. And, it's not for everybody, but if you got a big enough heart and that's what you want, then yes, you can manage. But sometimes, it just doesn't work out that way.
So how do you deal with all the competition? I mean, I come from the world of radio where your competition is the guy that comes on either before you or afterwards. I mean, you're face to face with so many rivalries.
Right, and that's probably what makes it fun. At the end of the day, it's the competition that drives you, right? And let's be honest here. Most of the captains are ego-driven. I like to think that I'm humble, but I'll be honest. There's always that little bit of ego that you want those bragging rights at the end of the day. And everybody gets a taste of having that one good season behind them where they got those bragging rights. And then that's the thing that drives you. Especially when you can outsmart the next guy, outfish him. Especially. If you can fib a little bit and steer them in the wrong direction, it's a competition that way, and that's what makes it. It's fun. It really is when it gets to that point. That's what drives a lot of these guys.
All right, a person question, because one of the things that we don't talk about that much is that how do you get the fuel when you're out there in the water that long? Or are you guys going to start moving towards solar power on those boats, or is that even possible?
I would imagine it's possible, and I imagine someday that's coming. But fuel. Like, oh my goodness, like right now we're $5 a gallon or something. So my boat will burn, if I'm full on, I'm going through about 800 gallons to 1,000 gallons a day. It's a lot of fuel. And so I can pack about 60,000 gallons, but typically we'll go out there with 25,000 gallons, and then we'll go through that, and depending on the length of a season or your trip, and then you'll add and subtract as you need. So it's an expensive thing. The overhead is big on those boats, on any fishing boat, any size, and that's just part of life, you know. So that's why you got to get those prices up, and hopefully it'll be enough to where we can be sustainable here.
Wow. So when the state of Alaska says that you cannot have a red king crab season, I mean, everybody was jumping to black cod or snow crab. How do you reimagine yourself in the way that, is this stuff that you guys have already known how to do, or are you on Google, searching for better ways to fish?
No, I mean, these are worst case scenarios, and my hat's off to the guys that, like Jake on the Saga, he went and did black cod, and that's an investment in itself, and trying something new there. And I think Sean, he went Dungeness fishing, and some of these other guys like Josh, Phil's son, they went out and did some golden king crab. When I was in Norway, and I supplemented by going to the old country and trying it there. So it's not the first time guys have had to do things like that, right, and make ends meet, so to speak. So it's but it's the king crab that has that luxury price, right? That's the delicacy, and that's where you can make some real big money fast when there's a good quote out there. So hopefully there'll be a season next year, and because of the demand, hopefully we'll see more crab and higher prices, and then the guys that can make it through will reap those rewards the next go around. That's the only mentality I was brought up with.
You got to cringe when you walk into a grocery store and people are buying that fake crab. I would be looking at them going, do you know what I do for a living? You buy the real stuff.
No, it's honestly, the fake crab is actually made out of pollock and fish, and believe it or not, that's still supporting state of Alaska and the fisheries, right? So I'll let you know a little secret. If I make a crab salad, sometimes I put, the real deal in there because it is expensive. I have to buy it myself, and then I'll put a little bit of the fake stuff in there. Nobody knows. I'll cheat a little bit if I have to, depending on how many people are at our dinner party or whatever we're doing. And but there's nothing like the real deal, right?
That's right.
It's just like there's nothing like it. Just like salmon, you can get the farm raised, and it's good, and I buy it. But there's nothing like wild caught real salmon. I can taste the difference. I know the difference, and same thing goes with crab. So it's but I think everybody, it's hard because it's so expensive, and I wish everybody could afford it. And I know that it is a delicacy, and it's a hard one, but boy, oh boy, there's nothing like king crab, is there?
Oh, you're absolutely right. Sig, you got to come back to the show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Well, I love that you have us here, and I'm real proud of the fact that it's been 18 years, and I'm flattered that you guys are paying attention and giving us those props. Thank you very much.
Well, I've got you booked for the 25th anniversary, so I'm looking forward to that, all right?
That's the deal.
Okay, you be brilliant today, okay, sir?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.